Welcome to the Holy Neurospicy Podcast. I'm Melody and I'm a normie, but spicy in different ways.
And I'm Leanne. I'm the neurospicy one with ADHD. We're not experts in theology or neurodivergence, but we're just speaking from our own lived experience. So on this podcast, we're going to wrestle through the things of life that make us go, holy, that sucks, or this is hard, and figure out how to be holy in all the messiness.
We might be a little different in the brain, but we follow the same God. Join us in our conversation as we navigate living out faith and glorifying God through our differences. We're starting off with a series on 1 Kings, where we'll read a chapter together each episode and share our thoughts and reflections on the passage. We're not experts and we're not doing a structured study, but if you're looking for real talks wrestling through the Bible and what it looks like to live that out in our different ways, you're in the right place.
All right, welcome again to chapter 4 of 1 Kings. This is going to be a fun one. So 1 Kings chapter 4. King Solomon was king over all Israel, and these were his high officials. Azariah, the son of Zadok, was the priest. Elihoreph and Ahijah, the sons of Shisha, were secretaries. Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was recorder. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was in command of the army. Zadok and Abiathar were priests. Azariah, the son of Nathan, was over the officers. Zabud, the son of Nathan, was priest and king's friend. Ahishar was in charge of the palace, and Adoniram, the son of Abda, was in charge of the forced labor. Solomon had 12 officers over all Israel, who provided food for the king and for his household. Each man had to make provision for 1 month in the year. These were their names: Ben-Hur in the hill country of Ephraim, Ben-Deker in Makaz, Sha'albim, Beth-Shemesh, and Elon-Beth-Hanan, Ben-Hesed in Aruboth. To him belonged Soko and all the land of Hefer. Ben-Abinadab in all Naphath Dor. He had Tapheth, the daughter of Solomon, as his wife. Baana, the son of Ahilud, in Tanakh, Megiddo, and all Beth Shean, that is beside Zarethan below Jezreel, and from Beth Shean to Abel Meholah as far as the other side of Jokmeam. Ben-Geber in Ramoth Gilead. He had the villages of Jer, the son of Manasseh, which are in Gilead, and he had the region of Argob, which is in Bashan, 60 great cities with walls and bronze bars. Ahinadab, the son of Iddo, in Mahanaim. Ahimaaz in Naphtali. He had taken Basmath, the daughter of Solomon, as his wife. Baana, the son of Hushai, in Asher and Bealoth. Jehoshaphat, the son of Peruah, in Issachar. Shimei, the son of Elah, in Benjamin. Geber, the son of Uri, in the land of Gilead, the country of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and of Og, king of Bashan. And there was one governor who was over the land. Judah and Israel were as many as the sand by the sea. They ate and drank and were happy. Solomon ruled over all the kingdoms from the Euphrates to the land of the Philistines and to the border of Egypt. They brought tribute and served Solomon all the days of his life. Solomon's provision for 1 day was 30 cores of fine flour and 60 cores of meal, 10 fat oxen and 20 pasture-fed cattle, 100 sheep, besides deer, gazelles, roebucks, and fattened fowl. For he had dominion over all the region west of the Euphrates, from Tifsha to Gaza, over all the kings west of the Euphrates. And he had peace on all sides around him. And Judah and Israel lived in safety from Dan even to Beersheba, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, all the days of Solomon. Solomon also had 40,000 stalls of horses for his chariots, and 12,000 horsemen. And those officers supplied provisions for King Solomon, and for all who came to King Solomon's table, each one in his month. They let nothing be lacking. Barley also and straw for the horses, and swift steeds they brought to the place where it was required, each according to his duty. And God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding beyond measure, and breadth of mind like the sand on the seashore, so that Solomon's wisdom surpassed the wisdom of all the people of the east and all the wisdom of Egypt. For he was wiser than all other men, wiser than Ethan the Ezrahite, and Haman and Calcol and Darda the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all the surrounding nations. He also spoke 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. He spoke of trees, from the cedar that is in Lebanon to the hyssop that grows out of the wall. He spoke also of beasts, and of birds, and of reptiles, and of fish. And people of all nations came to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and from all the kings of the earth who had heard of his wisdom. Okay. Can't believe I made it through all those names.
You did a great job.
Thanks. It's rough.
Yep. I think, like, for me, the first thing that was, like, that I noticed was the abundance in terms of what he had, right? Which is what God had promised. So that it's kind of like, well, that came to pass.
Yeah. On that topic, I think I also saw verse 20, verse 20, Judah and Israel were as many as the sand by the sea. It's again like literally the same imagery that God used to in his promise to Abraham for like how many his people would be. And then like the description of the kingdom of like the region of the land, or like the area of it is also like, I think I looked it up, and it was saying that, like, a commentary was saying that it's pretty roughly equivalent to what God had promised to Abraham in terms of like, you'll have all of this land. So it was like, whoa.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That there's like an overlap. Wait, so from memory, I don't remember. David and so Solomon's line, and from David. Was that from Abraham?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, because all of Israel's from Abraham.
Right, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess in terms of the abundance, I was looking at the cores, like the volumes, and then so I looked it up, and it's one core is 220 liters, so he had 6,600 liters of fine flour, and 13,200 liters of meal, and that's on top of all of the animals, and that's all for one day.
One day, yeah.
You can't even eat that much.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it was like each, was it the 12 district governors were the ones who supplied him, right?
One a month.
Eden, stop.
She's like, I want some of that food too.
Yeah.
Were you saying something? Were you saying something earlier?
Abundance?
Before she interrupted.
Well, I thought that was interesting. I mean, I guess that's kind of like how it works, where the district would supply the king
yes.
with everything he needs.
Yeah.
But it also shows that each district also had an abundance, I'm assuming, because of everything that they were able to give him.
Yeah, yeah. Like the whole kingdom was like very prosperous.
Yeah.
And at peace.
And that the people were numerous, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of cool just to see like the previous chapter where it's like, okay, God has made a promise, and then the second chapter after, it already shows the promise has happened, right? Like the abundance in all things.
Yeah.
Including his wisdom too, where it says like near the end of the chapter. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Like his wisdom surpassed
29. Yeah.
all the others.
And God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding beyond measure, and breadth of mind like the sand on the seashore. So that Solomon's wisdom surpassed the wisdom of all the people of the east and all the wisdom of Egypt. And it says, for he was wiser than all other men.
And then like named a bunch of people who
which I'm not
presumably were very wise for the time.
And his fame was in all the surrounding nations. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of like, for me, it's like mind blown, where it's like God said it and it happened, even though it's like logically
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, like, of course, right? But as a human,
Yeah.
I'm like, so it is true, or so it is possible. And it's like not necessarily just talking about abundance, but talking about like God's promises and how it's like it's not even just through this generation, but the previous ones, the promises he made Abraham.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, God is good and he is faithful to what he has said.
Yeah.
It says that he also spoke 3,000 proverbs. Is that like in the book of Proverbs? Or is that
I
something
mean,
else?
I don't know if all 3,000 are in the book because I have not counted them, but yeah, they probably at least most of them are.
In his songs?
Mm-hmm.
Are those.
Songs of Solomon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, also known as Song of Songs, but yeah, songs.
Oh, okay. I see. Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, and he spoke also of beasts and birds and reptiles and fish
and trees.
and trees. And then all nations came to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and from all the kings of the earth who had heard of his wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Read
such
that.
a
It's like, whoa.
it's such a like the picture it paints is like such a golden age kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prosperous.
Yeah.
Everything going well.
Yeah. So the thing I found really interesting was that in the middle of like this whole description is like the mention about how he has a ton of horses. So I saw this in the commentary because honestly, with passages with a ton of names, I tend to zone out a little bit. But apparently, in Deuteronomy, there's actually a command that God gave for kings not to store up horses for themselves or cause Israel to go back to Egypt to acquire horses. And it seemed to be like the reasoning was like just like of like not going back to Egypt in order to like get horses or like or whatever. I guess horses were from Egypt at the time.
So they didn't have to.
Yeah, so it's interesting that he has like so many because then I mean understandably because he has the marriage alliance, but kind of speaking to like there's still like these little things that he's doing that are against God's commandments or his instructions in relation to other nations. And so it's kind of like these tiny little pieces that are like everything's good, but then it's like, oh, there's these tiny little pieces like in the last chapter or two.
Yeah.
And then this one where it's like they all kind of fit into like the bigger picture later, spoiler alert, of how like his downfall comes about.
Wait, which part for this chapter?
26.
Wait, so what was wrong with this verse?
In Deuteronomy, I think it's 17:16. There's is a commandment for kings not to acquire horses for themselves.
Oh.
Let me pull it up real quick. Deuteronomy. Maybe 14. I can't read my own handwriting.
You know, from a human perspective, like, it actually makes sense for him to form an alliance with Egypt.
Yeah.
What it just makes me think about like life as a Christian, where we can be told so many things, as in like God can direct us in so many ways where it doesn't even feel logical. Which for me, the past while, that has definitely been the case.
Yeah.
There's a lot of illogical directions from God. Human logic, like in terms of like what I can see right now. That doesn't make any sense. And so it's interesting to see like he disobeyed well, I don't even know if he intentionally disobeyed, but he did something that he wasn't supposed to, forming an alliance with Egypt. Kind of makes me think back, like, it's like you formed an alliance with someone who used you and tortured you as slaves.
Yeah, historically.
Yeah.
So here's the section from, so it's Deuteronomy, I'll read it in context. So Deuteronomy 17:14 to 17, I guess. When you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you and have taken possession of it and settled in it, and you say, let us set a king over us, like all the nations around us, be sure to appoint over you a king the Lord your God chooses. He must be from among your fellow Israelites. Do not place a foreigner over you, one who is not an Israelite. The king, moreover, must not acquire great numbers of horses for himself, or make the people return to Egypt to get more of them. For the Lord has told you, you are not to go back that way again. He must not take many wives, or his heart will be led astray. He must not accumulate large amounts of silver and gold. It's very interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's very relatable to my life.
Really?
Yes, not the horses
and
part.
or the accumulating silver and gold.
No, not that
and
part.
many wives.
Okay, so maybe not as relatable as I thought. No, like
Abstractly.
I think like the general scene, the general feel of it is relatable. Where, basically I was brought into a season, well, me and my husband were brought into a season of the desert. It felt like the story that God gave us was Exodus, leaving Egypt, then into the desert, and then walking towards the promised land. And I think like there's one thing that you said there, that's something like not even slightly or something that we should get. I don't know. What was
From
it?
the passage?
Yeah. What was it?
Was
You
it
said Deuteronomy
earlier or later? 17.
near the end.
Must not take many wives, or his heart will be led astray. Must not accumulate large amounts of silver and gold.
Not the wise part. 17 verse what?
16-ish.
Oh, maybe it was the first verse. Only he
14?
must not acquire many horses for himself or cause the people to return to... Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Only he must not acquire many horses for himself or cause the people to return to Egypt in order to acquire many horses. Since the Lord has said to you, you shall never return that way again. Okay, I think it was that one.
Oh,
That was literally the first verse.
Okay.
I think, like, it just made me think about this because, like, I was told not to kind of go back to my old practice. Like, being a practitioner in the way that I'm used to, in the way that I did for many years. That was, I don't know, that verse I think kind of, like, hit in a way where it's like, I told you never to go back. And I didn't go back. But now I'm thinking like doing online consultations.
Yeah.
Whether that is a form of going back versus like in person, and I thought it was different. But yeah, I don't know. Now I'm kind of like rethinking a few things. We'll have to definitely pray about that and discern. And I mean, God gave Solomon so much wisdom, you know. Praying for wisdom is probably a smart thing to do. Probably a wise thing to do, to pray for wisdom.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you got from this chapter? It was pretty straightforward, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's kind of actually a lot of the same themes as the last one. Like seeing God's fulfillment of his promises and providing in abundance, and how he's not immediately responding to like Solomon's mistakes or breaking commandments.
It's kind of an interesting thing, the way that you put it, like in terms of like little pieces being placed into like each chapter, where it shows where he has gone wrong.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that God like, at least in the Bible, it doesn't say that God has revealed that to Solomon. Like, hey, you're going the wrong direction. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't gave him direction regarding those little mistakes.
Yeah.
Which is also interesting. I mean, I feel like that's kind of what God does in our lives as well. Like, allowing the mistakes to happen for the purpose of like, learning.
Yeah.
And training.
I mean, he allows us to make our choices to follow him or not.
Yeah. But I don't know. It doesn't say that he was necessarily in active disobedience. So my question would be, like, did he even know? Although, if he was given wisdom by God, are we to assume that he already knows?
I mean, I feel like definitely the marrying one is a big one. From last chapter. Like, that's one that I think for, like, any Israelite they would have known. Because it was talked about so much through the like the Exodus period of their history. So yeah.
Okay, so we will never know whether he knew.
Yeah, but it's probably safe to assume that he at least knew to some degree. Because, like, even I think, because, like, if you remember, like, this is also written for the Israelites or the Jews. I think it was in exile. So they would have known all, like, the commandments from the Torah, like from the first 5 books. And so these things that are in this, that, like, the way First Kings is written and the way the author is kind of, like, dropping these details should have stood out, I think, for the audience. Don't always stand out for us because we don't always know all the laws as well as they did. But yeah,
like, it sound like he was doing great things at the same time, but making small mistakes.
Yeah, and, like, I feel like that happens to us too.
Yeah.
Like, it's often, like, the things that we kind of overlook, but, like, we think it's okay, where, like, over time, they lead to, like, they become idols or lead us astray. And
I just kind of assume that, like, well, now with the Holy Spirit, that, you know, like, we don't ever want to live in fear or make decisions out of fear. But everything should be God-centered. And I assume that if we go the wrong direction or we make a mistake, that God would just automatically reveal that to us. Sometimes maybe in time, but
yeah, or through others.
Or through others sometimes.
It's like there's times where it's also like the prophets were the ones doing that role of
or make mistakes?
Of, like, revealing the mistakes or, like, calling out the kings. Spoiler alert again.
The what?
The prophets call out the kings later in the book.
Yeah.
I mean, even, like, with King David, like, Nathan was the one that God used to address the whole arranging things to kill a woman's husband so that he could sleep with her and all that stuff. So
yeah, there was that verse. Where was it? Oh, verse 5. Zabad, son of Nathan. So my version, like, I'm looking at NIV, is saying a priest and a personal advisor to the king, where ESV says a friend.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. Friend and advisor is a bit different. I mean, it could be a friend who advises, but...
Yeah. I feel like usually you turn to your friends for advice.
Yeah, but it's a king. So, like, kings have their personal advisors, right? It was different, though, right? You are managing an entire what? Kingdom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to turn to my friend to ask for advice if I'm managing a kingdom. I would want someone who knows how a kingdom works. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be just a friend.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like in those times it's kind of like that. I mean, like, even if you look at politics now, like, who gets the positions? Oh, it's the friends.
Oh, you mean corruption?
Yeah.
Okay. And he had really loyal people too, I guess. Verse 21, where it says, "These countries brought tribute and were Solomon's subjects all his life." He lived a good life.
Yeah.
So far. I don't know. I don't know what the rest will bring. But so far,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good life.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
I think this is one of the passages where it's like, when you read it on your own, it's like, what is this? Why are there so many names? What is this? This is even important, and it's, I don't know about you, but I definitely find it hard to like not glaze over. So I think it helps to like to study these passages in community and kind of challenge ourselves to see like, how is God working in a passage like this, where on the surface it's just like, oh, it's just a bunch of names. Yeah.
Well, I think it's good to notice the names because, like, it's interesting because sometimes the names can be connected to another story.
Yeah.
Background story or future story, whatever it is. You know, I almost read Bana as banana. It's only missing an N. So, that would have been a funnier name. Banana.
Yeah.
And there's also 2 bananas. Verse 12 and verse 16. But they're different. They're different people, though.
13? Where's
12 and 16.
Oh.
Bana.
Oh, okay.
Not banana.
Yeah.
But they're different people, I think.
Yeah. I think it's easier to read it when, so there's this like trick thing I learned it with Hebrew when I had my hyperfixation and did my courses.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But so like I didn't actually look at the Hebrew for these names, so I'm not sure if I pronounced them right. But there's this really cool thing I learned where in Hebrew a lot of times the emphasis is on the latter half of the word, whereas in English it's more the first. And then the other thing is that for the letter A, it's always pronounced like the ah. So they don't have the A sound like so it would never like be like bay. Okay, that's not like a great example. I guess like Aaron would always be more like a ah sound.
Like Aaron?
I think so.
Interesting.
I don't know what the Hebrew actually is, but yeah, I feel like that sometimes helps me with reading the names, where it's like it's easier to break the syllables into what they would be like in the Hebrew, and then just the A's is, yeah. And you throw in the little throaty sounds.
Yeah, you were
on the
doing
H's
that.
and yeah.
How about from verse 8 to, well, I guess 13. Ben-Hur, Ben-Decker, Ben-Hesed, Ben, whatever.
Ben is just son.
Oh.
So like it'd be like son of Hur or son of Decker.
Why was that written differently?
Son of Hesed. The dashes?
Well,
or
I mean, because in the previous verses it says Benaniah, son of Jehoiada.
So their name actually has like the Ben in it.
Yeah.
So it's like when we like, you know, before when we were like Johnson, it's like that. So it's just part of the name, and then they're just saying that they're also the son of
So they were okay. So that means, because my confusion is like, why is the first part not writing it that way? Is it just that this family chose to kind of put their, I guess, the person's first name, partial first name, into their kid's name?
They're not all first names. Because Ben Hesed, Hesed is one of the Hebrew words for love. It's a covenant love.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like son of love. Or it's like Benjamin is son of my right hand. So it's not always the father's name. That it's the son of. Da, da, da. It's more of like, this is a. It's like when you name a. It's like when you name a child, a name that's like that the meaning is like love, and it's like you want them to be someone who is loving.
Mm-hmm.
So son of, I guess Hesed would be like son of like covenant of love. So probably like so that he would be like one who is loving.
So they just chose to name these people
Yeah.
in this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that like it looks just like a generic name to us or like a random name, but then when you translate literally, then it has like the meanings. So similar to like I think we don't see it as much in English, except for like the Johnsons and whatever sons. But then it's like I guess there's like Joy as a name where it's like literally joy, but it's also a name.
Oh, I understand that, but then the Ben part, where it's like the other verses did not have the Ben part.
Yeah, because Ben
The
is literally
beginning.
part of their name.
Yeah.
Like,
Just curious to why this whole section is named Ben something else.
they're just be the people. No? Like, it just so happens that
Like if you're saying Ben
the
is
four
son
guys,
of,
the four guys for these sections were all had Ben as part of their name.
5, yeah.
Yeah, 5.
So are they related then?
No, probably not.
That's interesting. Because the first part, no one was named. Like, this is actually, like, for me, the first time I've ever seen that.
Oh.
Ben dash something.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just the way that they chose to name their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool. Shorter chapter today. But, yeah, thanks for listening to chapter 4, 1 Kings.
Join us for chapter 5.
Yep. Follow along so you get the notifications and all that stuff.
Yeah, follow us. For more.
All right. Bye.
Bye.